Hi, I'm Benita Upadhyay. I'm an OTA working here in Rehab Facility Center. As an OTA, my job is to help my patient or client to be independent as possible with their regular activities. Purpose of this video is for caregiver or family member who want to complete their transfer from a bed to a chair with their loved ones. And today's session is going to be all about making sure we're watching the body mechanic who's doing the transfer and making sure we have the right equipment, especially chair, and assessing the environment while doing the transfer and making sure we're doing the transfer with the loved one safely as possible for both patient and a therapist or caregiver. Okay, hi Annette, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Annette's gonna be my client today. She has the left arm weakness and restricted motion on her left arm and weakness on her left leg as well. We're gonna have Annette laying flat on the bed to do the pivot transfer with no device. Go ahead and do that for me, Annette. Thank you. Making sure she's on the edge of the bed. That way she's able to stand up safely when we do the transfer. Um, so before you do that, make sure you assess the environment, making sure there's no clutter on the ground, and make sure it's safe for you and your loved one, and have the chair 45 angle or 90 degree from the edge of the bed. And you will also want to make sure next thing is to have her shoes placed on the edge of the bed. When she's able to sit up, she can have her shoes on, and when she stands up, she's able to wear those shoes and have the stability, so that way she's able to stand up and transfer. First, so what we're gonna do is have her leg bring her leg edge of the bed. Go ahead and do that for me, Annette. Can you do that for your right one? And there you go. And her left one is effective, so I'm gonna help her. So what I'm gonna do is bring one of my arm or finger her underneath her thigh or leg, making sure I have a good body mechanic while I'm doing that, bringing it slowly as possible, making sure I'm not damaging it. Are you comfortable?
Yes.
And to help her sit up from supine, so I'm gonna ask Annette to put her arm on top of my shoulder, not on my neck or any part of my body, because that can be you can injure yourself. So while doing that, make sure you also have body mechanic, good body base support. Go ahead and do that for me, and then go ahead and put your arm on my shoulder, and I'm gonna bring both my arm underneath her shoulder, and in three, and then we're gonna come up, just 1, 2, 3, slowly, and make sure you let her. I'm gonna let her, just stand still, making sure if she's dizzy, get her balance. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Okay. So next thing, making sure she's 90 degree angle. Her feet are flat on the ground. And next thing she's gonna put her shoes on. I'm gonna help her. This is usually her left one is a little weak, and she can. Point of this is actually client should be able to do as much as possible. You're there to assist them, and make sure you have the safety gate belt before you transfer them from a bed to their chair. Okay, Ned, I'm gonna go ahead and put her. Can I do this for you? Put it on. Okay. Put it around her waist. Or should be snug around her waist, not too tight. And the contradiction would be if she has any feeding tube, we shouldn't be putting in here at all. But make sure it's. How is that for you? Make sure they can breathe. You don't want it to be too tight either. And there you go. Bring the rest of the gate belt other side, and just snug it right where, that way it's not hindering while we're doing the transfer. So like I said, her impaired side is the left side. We're gonna actually bring her strong side of her leg a little bit in front of the weak side, That way, when we stand up, she actually is able to push her right leg and then push from her right arm to get up while I'm helping her get up, get her in a good balanced standing position. And then I, as a caregiver, making sure that I have the protection, protecting her knee or seam of her weak side of her leg. I can just have her my leg, making sure I have my leg just like protecting her knee or seam of the weak side of her leg, and having my other side on the other leg on the figure side of the client, making sure I have a good body mechanic, and basically getting on a client on a client client level. So, and then next thing you're gonna do is grab the gait belt, making sure you're grabbing it under grip on the side of their waist, not on the front or the back. I'm going to do that. And the next thing, you're going to ask your client to put their arm on top of my shoulder, not on my neck. So, and then we're going to rock for a little bit for 3, and then we're going to get up. And what we're going to do is we're going to pivot and try to reach for your chair. You can try to reach for your chair and then feel for your chair as you sit down, okay? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to do that. 1, 2, 3, and then I want to make sure that you have a good balance. How's that? We're going to go ahead and pivot and try to feel for your chair. Reach for your chair. Do you feel your chair? Yes. Okay. And then, are you comfortable? Right. Making she's comfortable and making sure that her impaired hand is not out of the chair. Making sure it's stable on top of her leg. We don't want it too far because you can actually injure it. And make sure that she's 90-degree again, stable, straight, having her leg flat on the ground, and having her back straight on the back of her chair as well, which she is. And if they're not, you can always help her, tell her to bring her like the right side forward and bring her leg back. Does that make sense?
Would you like to show me?
Yes. What you do is just bring your stronger arm forward like that, and then bring your other side and come to the back. Yes, that looks better. What do you think? Is that better?
Feels good.
Okay. And that's it.